You're listening to the Corbett Report.
Alright friends, you've probably all seen the Nice snuff film more than enough times in the last 24 hours for it to have had its intended effect on you, namely to bypass your critical thinking faculties and directly activate the fear conditioning center in your amygdala. Yes, the real terrorists are in government, and their researchers know exactly how to terrorize you most effectively. And their establishment mouthpiece corporate MSM dinosaur media lapdogs are only too happy to play along. So you've probably seen this by now, but in case you haven't, here is Nice in a nutshell. As you may remember, in the wake of the Paris false flag attacks last year, France suspended its constitution as President Hollande declared a state of emergency.
L'état d'urgence sera décrété, ce qui veut dire que certains lieux seront fermés, la circulation pourra être interdite et il y aura également des perquisitions qui pourront être décidées dans toute l'Île-de-France.
Less than 12 hours before the Nice attack, in a Bastille Day interview, Hollande promised to end that state of emergency.
Et je veux donc dire très clairement aux Français qu'on ne peut pas prolonger l'état d'urgence éternellement, ça n'aura aucun sens. Ça veut dire que nous ne serions plus une république avec un droit qui pourrait s'appliquer en toutes circonstances.
And now, just hours after the attack, here he is with no choice but to extend the state of emergency.
J'ai décidé que l'état d'urgence qui devait prendre fin le 26 juillet serait prolongé de 3 mois. Un projet de loi sera soumis au Parlement d'ici la semaine prochaine. Rien ne nous fera céder dans notre volonté de lutter contre le terrorisme.
The French people want their republic back. A man drives a truck through a crowd of people. The French people don't want their republic back quite yet. Problem, reaction, solution, and the government wins again. As Hollande said himself, extending the state of emergency means France is no longer a republic with the rule of law. But before the madness of the Summer of Rage takes over and everyone goes completely insane, think about this for 1 minute. Just 1 minute. Even if we are to swallow the official narrative here, lock, stock, and barrel, that this was all the work of some lone wolf French resident Islamist who hates France for its freedoms and all the other baloney we've been fed through this entire war of terror, even if we take all of that for gospel truth, it still boils down to this. The suspension of constitutional freedoms has nothing whatsoever to do with a man driving a rented truck through a crowd of people. The government cannot protect you from tractor trailers. They cannot protect you from people with knives or cars or baseball bats or random and unstoppable and unpredictable acts of violence. No amount of rounding people up and putting military on the streets and locking the country down is going to change that. You are going to die one day. It may happen peacefully in your sleep when you're 136 years old, or you may get run over by a truck tomorrow. There are no guarantees, but you can be assured of this. Any government official that comes along promising that they can keep you safe and sound and swaddle you in the protective martial law arms of the military from all the bad men in the world are selling you a pile of steaming bullcrap. And sadly, so many people are willing to swallow that crap up and ask for seconds. People always turn to the government to keep them safe from the boogeymen that the government creates. No, scratch that. Children always turn to the government to keep them safe from the boogeymen. It is time to stop being children. Government will not solve this problem. Martial law will not help. States of emergency are not the answer, and giving more powers to the government only incentivizes them to create more terror to keep you suckling on the government's teat. Stop suckling. Those who have studied history know that nothing invigorates and empowers an authoritarian regime more than a spectacular act of violence, some sudden and senseless loss of life that allows the autocrat to stand on the smoking rubble and identify himself as the hero. It's at moments like this that the public, still in shock from the horror of the tragedy that has just unfolded before them, can be led into the most ruthless despotism. Despotism that now bears the mantle of security. Acts of terror and violence never benefit the average man or woman. They only ever benefit those in positions of power.
I couldn't have said it better myself. James Corbett, CorbettReport.com.